Hi everyone, I recently spent a week visiting my family in Guernsey, and during this time I explored the island. Now Guernsey is in the Channel Islands and it's a place really rich with history, and in more modern times it was occupied by the German troops during World War II from June 1940 to May 1945, and you can still see the heavy fortifications and the defences that the Germans built all the way around the island. So it's a great place to explore, and whilst I was there we did a little bit of beach larking, and we also visited the German Underground Hospital, an ammunition store which was built during the German occupation using forced labour, and it's a very, very dank, dark, supposedly haunted place, but very fascinating at the same time. So I thought it might be fun to share this with you, and I hope you enjoy this little trip to Guernsey. As you can see, I'm not next to the River Thames today. In fact, I'm nowhere near it. I'm in Guernsey. I'm on summer holiday and I'm right next to Castle Cornet, and I'm here with my family and we are going to do some larking down there, and I have great hopes that we're going to find something very interesting because there's a lot of history behind this castle. So first of all, let me introduce you to my family. Here they are, right from left to right. This is Meryen. Say hi, Meryen.
Hi.
This is my mum.
Hi everybody.
My mum Anita, you may recognise her. This is where I get my love of stripy tops from.
Yes, definitely.
And this is Peter.
Hi, Nicola.
So, what are we hoping to find today, chaps?
Well, certainly Roman pottery, and maybe an Elizabethan coin or a pipe, who knows?
Well, that would be great. We might find maybe more like little fragments of grass and pottery, but we don't know until we try. So we're going to go down there now and have a little scrape around. So we will be back later on to tell you what we found. I'm going to go and head over there amongst that seaweed and see what I can find. Now, of course, the first thing that I have seen is evidence of clay pipe. And here we've got a bit of stem and it's got evidence of the pipe maker on the heel. So that's interesting, isn't it? You see? So it doesn't matter where I go, there's always going to be clay pipes. I think I can see some over here as well. Ah, yes, look. I guess because the sea crashes in on the rocks here pretty violently, we might not find a whole one, but you never know. Let's go and have a look. And look, there's a nice piece of pottery here. It's very pretty. It's got like a little boat on it. So I'm wading around in the water right next to the castle, and I've just picked up this neck of a very, very old bottle here, look. Possibly a bit like an onion bottle, but I can tell that's very old. I'm not exactly sure how old, but I'd say from at least 1800s anyway. So Meryen, I found something here. I'm going to tell you what it is. Do you want to come here? Okay, so you see that bit of bottle just down here?
Yeah, I see it.
So do you want to pick it up? Now, that bottleneck here has got a vulcanite bottle stopper in it. Can you take it out for me? Can you unscrew it?
I think so, anyway.
See if you can. Bearing in mind, the last person who touched that, the last person who unscrewed that was probably a good 150 years ago, probably.
Wow.
Or maybe 100 years, I'm not sure.
God, no,
Can you do it? No? Let me have a go. Okay, so let's get it out. Oh, I've obviously got the knack. Right, so here we are. We've got a vulcanite bottle stopper. I find a lot of these on the Thames, and this is great because it does have a name. Is it, have you zoomed in there? It's got the name of a brewery on it. So you can see it's got Guernsey there.
Yeah.
So it's got RW somebody or other on there. So we're going to be able to trace that.
Right.
So that's great. That's probably a brewery or a tavern or something. So we'll do a little bit of research on that when we get home.
Okay.
So have you found anything, Mum? What have you found? Let's have a look. Are they not lobster claws?
I'm not quite sure what they are, but I think they're very old.
I don't think they're prehistoric.
Anyway, I found those, but I also found two pieces of pipe stem.
Yes,
And
excellent.
my latest find a few minutes ago was...
This is good
find it in
news.
here.
Pipe stems. I like pipe stems.
Yes, but I found something even more exciting.
Oh my goodness, did you find a pipe bowl?
Look,
Oh,
it's only a piece of one.
Yes.
But it's a piece of a pipe bowl.
Well
look at that.
Done. Well done. Excellent. Isn't that thrilling?
So yeah, that was just actually around here, just here.
Well done. We thought we might go and have a look on the other side.
Lots of sea glass.
Yeah.
Yes, lots of bits of sea glass. Where's the other side?
Over there.
Over on there. Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't, because first of all I didn't know where you'd gone. I thought I'd lost you. I was over in the corner over there.
So found the neck of a very old bottle.
That looks like could even be an onion
From
bottle.
from an onion bottle, I expect. So
Wow.
from the 1700s, probably.
Brilliant.
And we also found the neck of a bottle with a vulcanite bottle stopper in it. Yes,
How
and it's got
incredible.
the name of a Guernsey
Right.
brewery on it. It's
What's
got
it?
Guernsey on it, but it's got the
Yeah.
name of a brewery. I think it's
Right.
Randall.
Oh yeah, Randall's Brewery,
Yes.
which is now gone, but it's a block of flats.
Yes,
but,
we'll be able to look up the history. Randall's Brewery, and got a few bits of pottery which I'll show you later.
Right,
and
lovely.
also
I've got a tiny bit of pottery,
good.
but only one piece.
excellent. So we've done pretty well, haven't we? We've done very well. We're going to go and have a little look around the other side of the castle now.
Okay, that's
Huge, but they're not
Well
the size.
done. That's part of
What
a
is
big dish that would have been
Yes,
on
yeah.
the table probably over 100 years ago.
That's brilliant.
Well, we've had a little beach lark, and we found some interesting bits and pieces. So I'm going to start over here with Peter. What have you found, Peter?
Well, I thought I'd found a Roman foot from a Roman statuette, but Nicola assures me that it's a bit of a clay pipe with a pipe cleaner stuck in the middle.
Let's have a look at that. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Those clay pipes, they just follow me wherever I go. Interesting. Yes, that's part of a clay pipe for sure.
But apart from that, little bits of pottery,
Okay.
usual bits. This could be,
Yes, also part of a clay pipe.
there you are. When you think of the hundreds of soldiers over the years been stationed here at Castle Cornet, a lot more interesting things, but the tides are very great here, so they go up and down.
Yeah, it's not like the river. I mean, it's going to be. There's going to be less fines. What have you found, Mum?
well. I found mostly sea glass, lots and lots of bits of sea glass,
Oh, look at
which
that sea
I
glass,
really
isn't that?
love.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
You know, because it always obviously at some time it was something else, but it's now washed up, and you can just make such beautiful patterns and things with sea glass, and I might let Nicola have this to make me a fish with it. Put it in her next fish.
I'm sure I
And
can do that.
found a lot of these, which I believe are prehistoric. Meryen assures me they're probably lobsters' claws or crab claws. But
Does
whatever they
anyone
are,
know, are these prehistoric or are they lobster claws, everyone? Take a look.
Well, whatever they are.
I'm erring on the side of lobster, but, well, you know, we'll
Well,
find out. We'll find out what they are.
Yes. And what else did I find? I found a couple of pieces of, I was really excited, I nearly went eureka. I found 2 pieces of pipe stems,
Excellent, excellent.
and in near one of them, a bit of a pipe bowl.
That's
I think this
brilliant.
is probably quite a modern pipe compared to the other one.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
so?
you know, probably
Doesn't appear
maybe
to have a novel
mid
on it.
mid to late 1800s, I expect.
Well, there you go. So somebody smoked this and then discarded it, and I
Yep.
found it. So wonderful. Oh, and there's a piece of pottery there, and my only bit of blue was that little tiny fragment
Oh,
there.
that's
but
very
it's still,
cute.
I shall use that when I make a card.
Excellent. And now we're going to come to Meryen. Meryen,
Well,
what have you found today? Let me have a
my
look.
finds are very measly compared to everyone else's. But
Never.
what I found, well, I did find with a bit of help this pot or this.
Okay.
Neck of a bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah, neck of a
that's
bottle, maybe,
interesting.
yes.
That's very, very interesting.
Obviously, I found a few shells.
Shells.
For one of these lobster claws. A bit of sea glass, nothing too interesting, and I found this. I can't remember what it's called though.
Right, now that looks like a bit of bellarmine, which is stoneware, which could have come from the 1700s. They often used to make bellarmine sort of jars out of them with a
Right,
face on. Bartman jugs, they
see.
call them. So it could have been used perhaps when the castle was, you know, back in the 1700s. It could have been used to keep wine in, perhaps.
Perhaps, yeah. Well, that's an interesting one. And my favourite find, although everyone else has found many of these, I quite like it. It's part of an old clay thing.
That is very exciting. You know, it's always exciting to find a little piece of clay pipe,
It
even
is.
if it's a tiny piece. So that is a very, very good find, and I thoroughly approve of that.
Thank you. Thanks.
So overall, pretty good. Yeah, and I found this vulcanite bottle stopper
Yes.
with Guernsey and Randall's Brewery, and apparently there was a Randall's Brewery here, wasn't there?
Until very recently,
Yes, it's closed down now.
and it's now bottle
Fortunately.
flats.
Okay, so we'll find a little bit about that. I found my usual clay pipe stems. They follow me around the world. And yes, this neck of a bottle, which is going to be also pretty old, probably 1700s, maybe early 1800s, I'm not
Could well
sure.
have been an onion.
So all in all, we did very well. Excellent. So we might find something else before the end of the holiday, so
Never know.
stay tuned, everyone.
The castle has been here for 800 years, so there should be something.
The German Underground Hospital in Guernsey covers 7,000 square metres and was hewn out of solid rock by slave workers who'd been captured by German forces during the occupation of the island during World War II. Construction began in the winter of 1940 and was built underground so as not to be seen by overhead planes, given the site was also used as an ammunition store. So as you can see, we're visiting the German Underground Hospital in Guernsey. This is where the German wounded were brought into the hospital from France after D-Day, June 6, 1944. This is the main hospital entrance, and it's a very dark, wet, dingy, freezing cold place, and not a place that you would really want to come if you had to go to hospital. And I can imagine it was even worse during World War II. Very, very echoey. Plants growing from the top here. tunnels, so we're going to go and explore and have a little look. Escape shaft in here. Ooh, look up there. Oh my goodness. Imagine escaping up there, up that ladder.